Hal Jordan, The Green Lantern Corps number 50, Robert Venditti writing, Rafa Sandoval on the art. This, of course, is the final issue of this book, the final issue of Venditti's 80 plus issue run on Green Lantern. it all ends here, folks. So you
Yep.
two have been reading this. Go ahead.
Yep. So this, since Rebirth, this is the strongest Venditti's been on Green Lantern because I quit his Green Lantern books
Like
because I
three
couldn't take it.
times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the Connors brought me back with Rebirth multiple times. So really, the only thing I didn't go back and read was the Sinestro stuff, just because I had enough of Venditti Sinestro.
Yeah.
So, and this is a nice culmination to everything. Like it feels like a nice cap. We see a lot of his storylines come to an end here.
Yeah.
But he also passes the baton at the same time. Like the Four Corpsmen joke is still going strong. You
But
have
it's, at the same time, it's kind of the end of the joke, right? It's like, okay, that's it. We're
yeah,
done with that for now.
but if Morrison, I don't, you never know with Morrison, right?
No, it's true.
If he wants to pick it up, or Jurgens wants to pick it up with these guys, it would feel like it's now etched into Lantern mythology.
Yeah.
That guy calls him the Four Corpsmen.
I think this is a very competent, solid issue. I think it's a little underwhelming in that it does exactly kind of what you expect it to. You know, it's
Yeah,
okay,
but
here are all the things from the run, and here's the nice ending. I get it, but it's
he rounds
solid.
off everything because I feel like the Morrison run and whatever's going on with the Lantern books going forward is going to be so different that he couldn't leave these threads hanging. It's kind of what they try to do with Green Lanterns as well, but Jurgens is doing his own self-contained story. So, I get it. It leans heavy into Tomar Ray. No, Tomar 2.
Tomar 2, yeah.
Tomar 2 and Hal and, and their fight.
I'd say a good half of the issue is the pair of them talking while fighting.
Yeah. And, and it props up to Tomar 2 as a threat. It's like if he makes it out, you could see him be like a thorn in the side of Hal.
Yeah. And I think at the end of this run, I appreciate how natural this has felt. Like it never felt like this guy who's been a corpse for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
at least since John's.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's been probably a good almost decade by now.
Yeah.
And his turn into villain didn't feel like we'll just flick a switch. I never felt cheap or we'll just make him a villain. It's felt pretty deserved.
Yeah.
So there's credit to that, and here at the end, it all feels natural.
Yeah, and so we get them, and they're battling, and the other half of the book is the rest of the Corps stationed outside the planet fighting the Dark Stars, and John is bound, set, and determined that they're not going to kill anybody because we're not the Dark Stars. That's what him and Hal had come to the conclusion. Like we can't fight the violent. We can't fight their brand of violence with their brand of violence because they end up winning at that point. Like it's a moral predicament or a moral fight at this point.
And Zod's not too impressed with this.
No, because God, Venditti. So I quit his New 52 Flash. I quit his New 52 Green Lanterns. Stuff.
Same.
But like, give him Zod into something because his Zod is such.
I love. There's a bit where Zod's like, nah, forget this. I'm finishing it. And he grabs one of the Dark Stars and starts, heat visioning through the mask.
Yeah.
And John just comes up and, puts his ring to his head. He's like, no, not on my watch, not today. And then you have Guy and Kyle come up and Guy's like, no, it's Kyle. Says, no, he's the general, referring to John.
Yeah, he's the general. I just love it. His Zod's such a jerk. And that's what I feel like. Everyone who's written Zod has tried to make him the Terrence Stamp version, and But here, feels like a proper comics Zod, and especially to wipe out the version from Man of Steel, that I need to be taken out. This one, I get he's a Kryptonian supremacist, like boom, done, and Venditti has done that so well here because he ends up kind of being the inciting incident into the Hal and Tomar 2's battle because he rushes in there and makes things difficult for Hal. So
and it just I really like all the supporting stuff going on here, like Ark just being like, hey, maybe we should kill him, like because he's just like, I'm good to rip out some throats.
Yeah,
but he's not like so into it, like the same way Zod is. When they say no,
Right.
he backs off pretty quickly.
Right. Also, why is Orion here? He literally just shows up in the background.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. That's been the weakest part of this last like 9 issues, whatever this
Yeah.
story is. Has been Kyle going to Orion and break like why? It was nice seeing Space Cabbie again,
yeah,
but this is the point where I'm like, okay, this is just okay. It's the end of the run. Here's some predictable things that we did in the run, greatest hits.
yeah.
Oh, we did some stuff with Orion and the New Gods. Well, we should have them show up at the end, and it
Well,
feels
also-
like a checklist rather than actually a natural
Well, yeah,
inclusion,
but it was
like
also
Zod
to
and Aqua.
Yeah, give Kyle something to do almost. But
Kind of, yeah.
I'd rather have had him reach out to Sornik and the Yellows.
That would have
than-
been a way better. Like
than Orion.
even if he failed, having
Yeah.
him go there and try would have
Right.
worked a lot better.
So, but yeah, so that's my one knock. Right? But that's more against the whole arc than this one issue. But we get in the final moments that Zod storms in. He's gonna take his vengeance on Tomar 2 for his dad slipping up about Krypton and letting it go kaboom. Which, in what we've learned with Superman, like if Zod finds out Rogol Zar's out there and Zar had destroyed Krypton, what is that going to mean?
It's going to mean war, presumably.
Right. So that adds this whole thing because we're seeing what he's willing to do to the security guard that fell asleep at the watch, where he's going to exact blood vengeance on his son.
Yeah.
What's he going to do to the guy that claims he blew it up? So I like that it's building to their, but Tomar 2 ends up basically taking himself out after Hal breaks through the defenses, or Hal and Zod, and he fires up the gauntlet and takes his own life. And
yeah, he blasts himself with it. So Zod doesn't get that justice.
Satisfaction.
Yeah. He's actually really annoyed. He's like, oh, at least let him bleed out slowly. He deserves to suffer.
Right.
And but at the end he's kind of satisfied. He's like, all right, my people are avenged. That'll do. He is dead.
Yeah, he's gonna go back to his planet and
do his thing that he's been doing
cool.
up there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we get a nice send off from the Corps and Hal and the rest of the Earth Lanterns. Well, the 4 Corpsmen, because Simon and Jess aren't there.
Yeah.
But they all talk about what things they have to do.
Yeah, and then we got a little kid of
it's the Zudarian that took over.
Yeah. Somali. We got from that one issue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've seen her pop in and out, and Kilowog's kind of taking her under his wing, and whatnot. So it's like the next generation of Lanterns there that she represents, because she's the first kid Lantern.
Yeah.
Like, they don't go that young. So the Earth Lanterns all say kind of goodbye, and it's kind of Venditti send off to each of them, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, like they're all gonna go off and do their own thing. Guy just wants everyone to go get a drink, and Cal's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go do some drawing," and then Hal's like, "Nah, I got shit to do."
Yeah, and Guy's like, "Yeah, I look forward to meeting some new slingers," and you see Mogo redirecting all these lantern rings now.
Yeah, John gives the speech to send them back out, and then like, all right, let them go, and you see them all show. So we'll get a nice influx of new ring slingers in the near future, I assume.
Yep. And then Hal, you see him on Earth in Coast City, and he knocks on a door, and Carol, who I forgot was even a character, because she hasn't really done anything since the Johns run,
Yeah, she's not really. This last couple of pages feels really out of place, because it ends with them kissing, and it just says never the end.
But they weren't, as far as I read in the Venditti run, they were never really together. It wasn't like he was like, I need to get this done so I can get back to Carol. So
no, they were off and on near the start, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This feels a bit like, just because this is a classic Hal Jordan thing, right? Let's put that back in place for the next writer. It felt a little cheap to end on that,
and it's forced because there's nothing to it. Like, I'd rather have seen use these 2 pages to show Ring showing up to new planets. You
Honestly,
know?
I don't even know if you need anything here. Like, just have the four of them on the
Hmm.
page before. Just extend that slightly and just end on the four of them together.
Yeah, you
Because
can do that.
that's what this run, at least in Rebirth, has been about. It's
Yeah,
been about these four.
right.
So I feel like it should have ended with that. And I know Hal's name's in the title, but I feel like ending on just him does a disservice to the rest of them.
Yeah, but I mean, pretty solid run for Venditti. New birth, rebirth. On
Yeah,
because we got some fun stuff sprinkled throughout, like you said with Space Cabbie. You have the guy in our Kilo friendship
and
and
fights.
and fights. Where he rips out his eye.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, like a lot of fun stuff. I'm curious to see where it goes now with Sharp and Morrison. So,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
what would you rate this issue?
I'm going to give it a 7.5. It's very good. It's very solid. Does pretty much exactly what it's supposed to, but it suffers from being a little too predictable.
Yeah, see, I liked it a bit more. I'm gonna give it an 8 because I liked. Again, I don't think the predictability doesn't kill it for me because we knew it was ending. So, but I liked the sense of hope that it
Yeah.
has with these new lanterns and where it's going off to. So yeah, that was
I
all
will just say, finally, the best panel from this is Hal punching Tomatu, and it's all the fists. You have him
Yeah.
make all these fists to punch him at the same time,
Mhm.
and it's like, okay, that's such a Hal construct. Just a
It is.
million fists.
Yeah,